Do you feel like you have chronic, tight, weak ankles? And just always tend to roll the ankle no matter what you seem to do? In today's video, we're going to be covering 3 main exercises that you need to be doing so that you don't have to worry about spraining your ankle ever again, even if you play one of the most highly ankle injury sports out there, which is basketball. I want you to feel confident that you can land on somebody's foot, turn your ankle, and not feel like you're going to sprain it. Likewise, there's a lot of runners out there that enjoy running trails and are scared of twisting their foot on a rock or a stump or a tree root. Then this video is for you. Hi, my name is 𝐏𝐫𝐤𝐨𝐫𝐚. I'm the owner of On Track Physiotherapy in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and sportsrehabexpert.com, where we help people who are active but injured and want to get back to performing high-level activities, things they enjoy to do without fear of becoming injured. So if you're looking for workout plans or injury rehab plans for injuries, or trying to build the higher sense of robustness and resiliency against injury, then check out our website at sportsrehabexpert.com, where we have workouts designed specifically for that. So in today's video, we're going to be specifically talking about eversion of the ankle, which is this motion of the ankle right here. So inversion is the ankle turning in, eversion is pushing out. If you're trying to resist the urge to roll into an ankle sprain, this is inversion, so you need strength into eversion to push yourself out of that position. And if you sprained your ankle, then it's important that you have strength into eversion so that you can build or rebuild the capacity of those tendons and ligaments back up while maintaining your ankle mobility. Now the first exercise is super simple. You're just going to find an immovable object or something that is fairly sturdy on the ground, and you're just trying to push your ankle out into that immovable object. So I'm just trying to, as aggressively as I feel comfortable, push outward into the kettlebell here. If you've just rolled your ankle, this is oftentimes very comfortable, but you can again grade the intensity to whatever currently feels comfortable for you. You should feel tension going right on the outside of the shin and down right where the majority of people have pain when they're dealing with an ankle sprain. So this is your go-to exercise number 1, done immediately after injury, performed at an intensity that you currently feel comfortable with. Now, a key to this exercise is you can play around with the amount of motion of your ankle. So you can point the toe down and perform this exercise at a real low angle, or you can pull the foot up and perform it at a high angle. And depending on where you rolled your ankle or how you rolled your ankle, you might find that either one of these positions is more sensitive than the other. And so you have to be more gradual in progressing that position. But you want to be comfortable performing eversion in both plantar flexion, which is toe pointed low to the floor, and dorsiflexion, which is toe pointed up towards the ceiling. The second exercise is a bit more specific. So this is what we call a mobilization in the rehab industry. What you're gonna do here is you're gonna take your opposite hand. So if I'm working on my right ankle, I'm gonna take my left hand and grab the outside ankle bone. The bone I'm referring to is your fibula, which is located right here. So we want to grab around there and almost squeeze the ankle and pull back on that joint. So your direction is backwards, maybe upwards. You can try a couple combinations of the direction to see if it helps you in any particular way more so than others, but I just think about kind of gripping tight or pulling a trigger right around that joint, getting real close to the joint right where the ligament's attached. If you're using the right ankle, it's your right hand, and you grip right there so that you can pull here into plantar flexion. So again, I am squeezing my hand and I'm pulling backwards as I take my ankle through as much plantar flexion range as I currently feel comfortable, pulling straight down towards the floor. You're trying to restore plantar flexion and inversion. So you're also going to lift up into the ankle as if I was doing this motion right here. But I'm gonna passively do it where my hand is taking me through that range of motion. And you can compare how this feels to if I didn't grab the fibula and I didn't perform that mobilization. Oftentimes that feels a little bit more painful, a little more uncomfortable. The stretch is a little bit more intense than what you would like to do early on. So again, this mobilization is a nice way of decreasing some of that pain and sensitivity. If you continue to have sharp pains and sensitivity, then it might not be the right exercise for you at the current moment in time. And again, as always, consult with somebody you trust locally or online to make sure you're doing the proper things. This is just general advice, nothing specific to any one individual. The second version of that mobilization is now using the opposite hand, coming around and grabbing that fibula. And I'm gonna still, again, kind of give that grip traction as I rock the knee forward. And so now we're working on ankle dorsiflexion, which is the opposing direction to plantar flexion. Many times people, when they work on this ankle range of motion, they'll feel stiff, tight. They might get a painful pinch or an irritation right here in their ankle. And when you perform this mobilization down right at the joint and pull backwards on that joint by squeezing, then as you rock forward, many times, again, it's more comfortable to do. So again, it just helps a gummed up joint after an injury and the scar tissue laying down to develop that extensibility again, that you can perform exercises and activities through full ranges of motion, and emphasize the first and third exercise I'm going to show you here, which are more based on building the capacity of the ankle and tendons and ligaments back up again. So the third exercise we're going to do is we're going to put a band around the forefoot. Now you want this band to be pretty darn strong, so there's a decent amount of tension here. The exercise is very similar to that isometric, but now we're going to move the foot up and down as I'm constantly providing tension outward into the band. So I'm going through dorsiflexion and plantar flexion while I'm constantly pushing out into eversion, and you should feel the tendons of the outside of your ankle and shin all the way down right below to where the ankle sprain usually occurs, experiencing a ton of tension. This sometimes can be irritable for people, so again, use a band that you currently feel comfortable, but as you get more and more comfortable, we want a pretty high tension band to create as much tension and fatigue in the area as physically possible with reasonable comfort. You may find that a particular position is more comfortable or less comfortable, so usually the extreme ranges of full plantar flexion and full dorsiflexion are the most uncomfortable for people, whereas the middle range is the most comfortable. So again, take your body through a range of motion that you currently feel comfortable, but you're gonna go up and down here. The isometric, the first exercise we did, the isometric, the goal is to hold that for 30 seconds, maximum amount of tension that you feel comfortable. So the same goal here is with the dynamic isometric, is set a timer and perform this for 30 seconds total at the maximum amount of tension that you feel comfortable, and you should feel a real big burn happening here at the lateral calf. All right, so there you have it. 3 exercises to help you overcome an ankle sprain and get back to having full confidence in your ankle. Be sure to like, subscribe to the channel, and check out sportsrehabexpert.com for all your workout and rehab needs.